If you are an illegal immigrant, you will be deported. Right. Makes sense because they're illegal, legal immigrant.
Hello, brothers and sisters. I really hope you're all doing fine from wherever you are watching me from now. Most of white folks are now furious and worried with the fact that Donald Trump cannot deport black Americans. Now, most of the people who went to vote for MAGA, they voted for deportations of illegal immigrants and of some of the black people that they believe are in the US illegally. Now, most of the black community are not being deported. In fact, almost all. They are now shocked. They are now asking themselves if they made the right decision. So let's watch this video, then have a really quick discussion at the end of it. Thank you so much.
Black Americans, illegal immigration is not your problem. This is not your fight. Do not be out here worried about illegal immigrants, okay? Because I promise you that they are not out here worried about you. What they are doing is going into your communities, going into your schools, overpowering all your resources, all of the things that are going on in black communities with illegal immigrants coming in and taking over the schools, taking over all of the resources that are supposed to be for black Americans. Trust and believe that these people are not worried about you. So I do not understand why black Americans feel like they need to jump on this high horse to go out here and go to battle for illegal immigrants when that is not your fight. If you are a black American, that means you are here legally. It is not your responsibility to advocate for those who are here illegally. There is no black-brown coalition, okay? These people are not here for you. And what you need to stop doing is you need to stop wasting your time trying to fight everybody else's battles and start focusing on your families, your communities, your entrepreneurship, your money, your income generation, because black Americans are basically dead last at all of these things. And we are dead last at all of those things because we are always trying to fight other people's battles. So black Americans, illegal immigrants, battles are not your battles. You should probably want as many illegal immigrants deported as humanly possible, because that means that maybe lower income black communities can be theirs again and not have themselves overrun by illegals.
It seems like other, deeply melanated black people are really, really fucking upset that black American citizens exist. Like ones that were actually born here that have a lineage here. Like I keep seeing videos of them saying, "Oh, you're next." And shouts out to Leo. I saw his video where he was responding to, I'm guessing she was a Caribbean, saying, "Your president doesn't like you. Y'all gonna be back picking cotton. He gonna get y'all out of here next." And it's like, he literally said that we built this country. He literally said that the birthright citizenship was for the descendants of slaves. Chattel slavery. Y'all are so butthurt that we cannot be deported. Then they were like, "Oh, because when it's time for y'all to get out of here, y'all ain't gonna have nowhere to go." Get out of where? Where they gonna send me? Georgia? South Carolina? Y'all do know that a lot of us literally still to this day own land in this country. And the ones of us that don't know that we do, we're taking the proper steps and we're going through the proper channels to reclaim our ancestors' land. Y'all maybe y'all don't know that, but it's so ignorant to keep assuming that we are all immigrants. Y'all are really jealous that we can't be deported anywhere. Y'all are really, really jealous. It's envy at this point, because what else is it? We don't do anything to you people. Nothing. We welcomed y'all. And it seems to be backfiring that we all thought that we were all one just because we share the same hue of complexion. And I know I'm continuously making the same types of videos, but it's like, I keep seeing y'all making these videos talking about y'all, and then y'all always trying to attack slavery. Y'all always trying to attack as if on the Caribbean. Child, I could get into so much that's going on y'all's islands and in y'all's countries to this day in 2025. Y'all are just so fucking envious. Then there was this girl that was like, "Oh, if everybody has an issue with black Americans, then maybe it's black Americans. If everybody doesn't like you." No, that's not true. Because we literally do not start. We do not do anything to anybody. We've literally welcomed everybody that came to this country. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. Like, I saw a girl saying Brooklyn belongs to the Caribbeans now. New York belongs to the Caribbeans. And it's like, we still exist out there. And the reason why y'all were able to successfully migrate and set up shop is because we supported y'all. We thought we were all kinfolk. I've had plenty of Caribbean friends to this day that I love and I've supported. I've supported businesses. I've patronized restaurants, shops, and everything. While y'all just literally, not all of y'all, but some of y'all just have this disdain, this hatred for us for no reason. And I think it's really envy that we cannot be deported. There's this deep-seated envy, like a hatred, because we are American. And a lot of y'all fight and strive so much to come here when we were born here. And yes, we've had our hardships and our struggles, and we still fighting and we still thriving. But we are a very, very successful group of Black people in the world globally. Our impact, the things that we've innovated, our inventions, the things that we've created, it's undeniable. Ain't nobody really fucking with us like that. Even the poorest of us that live in the hoods. If we compare our hoods to y'all's hoods, there's no fucking comparison. Y'all always want to compare y'all top 10% to our bottom 10. Let's go apples for apples. Living in a hood here is not even a marker to how much you make these days. It's very expensive to live in urban communities, especially in a tri-state in 2025. So that's not even a socioeconomic marker anymore. But anyways, I'm just tired of, like, leave us alone. Hang it up. It's relevant to Brooklyn Way.
Oh, and one last thing. Can Black people stop calling us slaves? We were prisoners of war. They came by boat, not the other way around. They told the story in reverse. We were prisoners of war. We've always been here before anybody. So all that, we've been brought on boat. No, they came on boat. Came and took our land. We've always been here. That's why we're not getting deported. And they voted because they thought we were going to get deported. Y'all voted because y'all were racist. Deal with it.
I can't even have a conversation with anybody who's talking about we about to be deported. You know what I'm saying? Black people have been through everything imaginable in this country, and they can't do nothing more to us than they already done. Every year they give us something different. Support LGBTQ. Go vote. Go stop Asian hate. Now it's Black and brown unity. You know what I'm saying? They always telling niggas to do something, but we don't never do nothing for ourselves. Where's our reparations? Where's a hate crime bill? And why celebrities ain't speaking on this? They helping the other side. Damn, like, come on, man. You can't make this shit up when you can't make it make sense. Picture perfect. I paint a perfect picture. Most of these public figures.
Are Black people going to be deported next? Because Haiti just lost its TPS protection, and that is going to impact 500,000 Black presenting people in the United States. And I'm seeing a lot of information going around, and I just wanted to give you some clarity. So for one, Christian Nome had already shortened the TPS for Haiti, meaning the length of time that you can be considered under temporary protected status. And then recently, I believe today, ended it for Haiti, for that country. We are also seeing this happened in June, and we know that it's not a good time to be sent to that country. So Haiti is going to be impacted as well. So there's a lot of conversation about that means, you know what that means? They're going to look at me and say, you look like Haitian, you got to go. And while I wanted to give some clarity around that, one, the deportations do not start until September 2nd is when they actually lose their protected status. So there's no one that should be coming for you tomorrow, next week. And that gives us some time to strategize as a Black American. We do need to be aware and mindful, but I don't want us to rush. I don't want us to not be strategic. And I don't want us to be rage baited into defending something that unfortunately a large portion of immigrants voted for this immigration policy. It's really sad to see. Two, what does this look like for us? Because it's valid. We see them grabbing U.S. citizens of our Latino descent right now. So there's not going to be much that's going to keep people. So what I would advise for you to do is, one, be aware, be knowledgeable, one, in your state, whether or not, you know, where ICE is, what are they doing, what are we doing? to manage this. Also support where you can the Haitian community if that is something you feel compelled to do. The other thing is to stay abreast of what's going on. But September 2nd is the date. It's not tomorrow. It's not next week. It's not July. And it's not August. So no one presenting themselves with that type of information saying that's what they're doing is telling the truth. I'm sad to see this because we as Black Americans told everybody. We told everybody this is what was going to happen. I don't understand how you didn't believe the people who have been subjugated here the longest. I'll never understand it. But wanted to share this with you because I got up in arms and I wanted to bring some clarity and calm to those around me who are also trying to stay informed but not overloaded. All right. Let me know in the comments what you think.
Not true. Trump has already done this. Please look it up. Show me a Black American, emancipated Negro, a slave descendant that's mother and father is from this land, and he has great-great-grandparents that were slaves on this land that's being deported. See, you might be talking about that Jamaican dude or something like that. You talking about the Jamaican that was deported because of his father. His father was Jamaican and his mother was Kenyan. Now, let me read to why he was not able to get citizenship because of his father. Let me read it to you. His father did not meet the physical presence requirement of the statute in the force of the time of Thomas's birth. That's a Jamaican. Okay, so his daddy didn't meet the requirements anyway for his son to be granted citizenship, even though the son was born in Germany on a military base. His family does not have any lineage to this land. That's what I'm talking about. People that have lineage to this land. That's all that's important to me right now. Okay, so let's be truthful. Show me an emancipated Negro on this land that has been deported. A Black American, not a person with an immigrant background, not a family that migrated here, not no refugees that's come over here that's Black. I'm talking about a Black American Negro. Until you show me that, we are not being deported. And one more thing. The dude that they deported, he had domestic violence charges and other felony charges anyway. So why would we need him for anyway for beating on women? Why would he need to be here for anyway? Ship him on.
If you are currently in the US, you have no passport to your country, and your country embassy in the US does not recognize you as a citizen of that country, guess what? You are officially a stateless person. Nothing Trump can do, nothing Trump will do, Trump can never deport you because you are a stateless person. Airlines are required by law to board you only with a passport or a travel document. And if you have no passport, you have no travel document, and your embassy does not recognize you as a citizen of that country, guess what? You are stuck in the US for life. They can detain you for a couple months and release you. That's all they can do, and nothing Trump can do to deport you. It's my backup page. I'm Luke, immigration lawyer.
You know why Black Americans can't be deported? Because they're not from Africa. They're not African Americans. We are not African Americans. We're not. We can't be deported. This is our land. I mean, think about it. You do have Haitians that are being deported as we speak. You do have Jamaicans that are being deported as we speak. But they don't identify as Black. They identify as Haitians. They identify as Jamaicans. They identify as Africans. Okay? So, yes, people with the same skin tone, yes, the same skin tone are being deported. But that's because they are not here from America legally. You get it now? You get it now? We are Americans. They literally erased our entire identity. They reclassified the indigenous people that were already on this land. That's why we can't be deported. Where are we gonna go to? Where can we go?
Everybody is talking a lot about this birthright citizenship thing that Donald Trump is doing. But I just want to say one thing, because I'm seeing a lot of videos. I just want to say this. Black Americans cannot be deported. The birthright citizenship law, like Trump said, was made for the Black Americans, for the children of the enslaved people. That's how we got our citizenship. We are not immigrants. So what Trump is doing is all the immigrants that came and tried to take advantage of the birthright citizenship thing, which it wasn't for them. He's getting rid of it. He's attempting to get rid of it for that reason. But it doesn't affect us. If your ancestors been in this land for the last 400, 500 years, it doesn't affect us. So I don't know why everybody pushing this propaganda like, oh, we are not immigrants. Black Americans, aka African Americans, are not immigrants. You know, I try to stay out of other people's business. Me personally, I try to stay out of other people's business. I try to mind Black American, aka African American business. But please, with the scare tactic, trying to get Black Americans riled up, that doesn't affect us. So it's like, I'm sorry, but that's not our fight. You know, we are Americans. We are the original Americans. We are the people. Our ancestors are the people that fought in every war, that assisted in building this country. That's us. So if you came from another country or something like that, I feel for you, but you know, I'm on my business. But stop with the propaganda. Like, Americans cannot be deported.
So this is for the Latino community that cannot understand why Black people are not coming out to help for protest marches or anything else under the sun. I'm going to give you a scenario, because maybe talking about politics gets your emotions too riled up for you to think straight. Maybe just coming from the Black perspective, you're not seeing that quite clearly. So I got this scenario for you to kind of just simply mow over a little bit. Now, of course, if you are Latino and you did not vote for any of this, what's going on, and you're on the right side, this is not for you. White people, if you voted and you're on the right side, this is not for you. Just enjoy the show. Now, imagine you got a white guy, a black guy, and a Hispanic guy that are going to go to a trip to Las Vegas. Yeah. And they want to rent an Airbnb. Now, they got two options. There's two different neighborhoods with two different houses. Both houses have their own set of rules. Now, in one neighborhood, you see a diverse array of people. Homeowners, everybody's equal, everybody's happy, everybody's neighborly. And the house that we're going to rent from is a black woman. And that woman just says, be respectful, be kind, don't mess up anything, and we cool. Help yourself to anything that's in the refrigerator. The gourmet stuff is for all of you, share it. The rooms, everybody gets an equal room. You can have a nice time over the weekend. And then there's another neighborhood where that neighborhood is full of wealthy white people. And you might see like that black rickety house on the end that the black people stay in, and that other rickety house on the end that Latino people stay in. And the house in that neighborhood is owned by a white dude. And his rules are, Latinos are not allowed in my house. Black people have to sleep on the floor and eat the scraps. And the white people get to stay in the
in the master suite with the jacuzzi and eat all the gourmet food. Now, for common sense, people with common sense, you would think that was a no-brainer. But let's just say that the white guy sees the opportunity to have better than the rest, right? And so he goes, oh, I like the house in the white neighborhood. Us, we're going, hell no, we ain't trying to sleep on the floor. We want to be equal too. And we don't want to eat scraps. That's not cool and that's not fair. And on top of that, they can't even come in the house. The Latino guy is going, yeah, I can't come in the house. But the white guy goes, hey, no, he doesn't mean all Latinos. He just means those certain Latinos that are, not that cool. But you're cool. If you vote with me to get this, I'll make sure you'll get in the house. And I'll make sure you get a master suite. And then we're going, he's lying to you, don't do it. And you fold and you go, yeah, okay, yeah, we'll do that. Right? And we're just, oh, shit. So we go to the white neighborhood with the White House, and now we come up with our bags. The white guy opens the door. He's a let in. We're coming to the door. We're let in, but they tell us go to the basement. They stop the Latino man at the door and say, do you see the rules up there? No Latinos allowed. You look up to the white guy. Hey, what about us? I don't know what to tell you. As he proceeds up to the master bedroom, eating caviar. Now, your ass is sitting outside for an Airbnb you paid for or helped pay for. We're in the base.
So I'm hearing how some cultures was saying that African Americans are next when it comes to getting deported. Not that I think anybody should be getting deported, but I think that's actually crazy to even think like something like that can happen, because it kind of goes to show how much y'all really know about African American culture in America, in that actually African American is literally just a label. It doesn't really speak to our lineage or where we're from, because whether you know it or not, most of us have Caucasian ancestors. If you know about how we got to this point in this country, a lot of our great grandmothers did not have the option on, who they had children with. So a lot of us actually have mixed and white grandparents. And I'm pretty sure all the other Black Americans on here can speak to that as well. Not only that, Native American grandparents, Native Americans who are actually Black indigenous people grandparents. So in order for them to deport us, it's kind of like they got to pull the thorn out of their own eye first. Because if we really got in our bag and got into our lineage, if they gonna deport us, they got to deport themselves too. You understand? Because my closest roots is right here to home, not to Africa. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure some of my ancestors are from Africa, but that's you gotta go do some research to go find them. But you gonna run into my Caucasian cousins before you even get to them. I'm being real with you. Because they label us as African Americans does not mean we're from Africa. They literally just say that because you're Black. And being Black in America, most likely you're not just Black.
Hello brothers and sisters, I really hope you're all doing fine from wherever you are watching me from. Now, we've been seeing a lot of white MAGA supporters crying out to the world because of the suffering they are undergoing at the moment. Most of them went to the ballot to vote against their own interests. They never knew that it was going to affect them directly. Now, most of them are crying out not because this is affecting everyone, but just because it is affecting them. If it was not going to affect them directly in their businesses and in their workplaces, they could not have come out to complain about the tariffs. They could not have come out to complain about the ICE rates and everything else that is happening in the US. Now, most of them are facing losses. They are making losses in their business. Most of the MAGA supporters' businesses are shutting down just like any other. You know why? Because they voted without considering other aspects. Sometimes I've always said we, the people, are the problem. The political class is not the problem, because we've made the same errors over time, and we continue complaining, we continue crying out that someone else is benefiting, or someone else is not doing this, is not doing that. We've cried out for a very long time, and we've made the same mistakes, but when we make these mistakes, we try as much as we can to gaslight the other people to think that they're the one offending us. Now, when elections were near last year, most of the people rooted for whatever is now considered the policies that were going to save America, the ones that were going to restore American dignity and the greatness. Let me just say the greatness, because that's whatever most of the people believed. Now, look at the things that are happening right now. No greatness at the moment. Most of the people have lost their businesses. Those people who used to work in their farms are now gone. Some of them do not come out in the farms because they fear ICE raids, Some of them who used to work in the farms have been kicked out of the country without the legal process, and most of these people are now crying out, not because their brothers and sisters or those who worked for them were kicked out in an illegal way, or they were kicked out in an unfair way. They're crying out just because their businesses are not bringing profits as they used to. They're crying out because those that expected greatness to come their way isn't working anymore. Most of those who elected or voted for the same government have turned their back against the same government that they consider is not working for them. This is whatever I've always said. When you include emotions in making your decisions, it becomes so expensive to retract whatever you've done previously. Now, as I've always said, hatred is expensive as much as racism is expensive. Most of the people who are trying out as much as they can to cry out so that might get the world attention are the same people who voted out of hatred. I know some of them voted for goodwill, maybe to control the borders, to make America great because it is their country. But when you vote, you might put so many other things into consideration. You might just not go to the ballot because you are needed to vote. Then you cast your vote and go out. You need to consider a lot of things. And this is when I've always had a problem with those people who go to vote using emotions. The moment you start thinking with your emotions or your feelings, instead of using your brain, instead of using your intellectual capacity to distinguish between whatever is bad or good, or using intelligence or intellectual capacity to evaluate whatever policies can be good and those that can affect you and affect your brothers and sisters, that's when we failed. When we try to reason, when we try to subject our thoughts to feelings, that's when we go down. That's when we go wrong. Each time when people come together, then they try as much as they can to show hatred, to show racism or any other thing that is very negative. It has always been expensive. The results are always not the way they wanted. Brothers and sisters, I've always said the only way we are going to be great, the only way we are going to make the world to work, we have a planet to keep safe. We have a planet that needs all of you, that needs me, needs you, needs someone else, But when we start hating on each other, when we start practicing identity politics, then that's when we go down the trench. Politicians have always been politicians. I've always said that these are the same people who meet, who go out together, who make fun of you. So when you start voting people with a lot of feelings, thinking that this other guy is a messiah sent from heaven, remember, he or she is a politician, and the only thing they can do better, or the things that they have done with perfection, is protecting their own interest. And the political class has always maintained that it doesn't matter who you elect, it doesn't matter if they're Democrats, it doesn't matter if they're Republicans, they've always safeguarded their interests. And that's where the people go wrong. And that's why I've always said we are the problem. The political class is not the problem. Because if we've managed to be brainwashed for all this time, then we must be having a problem somewhere. We must go back and realize, or we must go back and look where the rain started beating us. When did the rain started beating California? When did the rain started beating Missouri, Texas, Nebraska, all these other states that are very, very much depended on when it comes to farming and all these other activities? When farms go down, the food security of a country is threatened. And when that happens, now you risk having famine and you risk inflation. And when inflation happens, you know how much hard life becomes. So it doesn't really matter of those policies that have been brought about by Democrats or Republicans, but the only thing that matters is what's the long impact if these policies were to be taken seriously and be implemented. Are these policies going to affect you, or affect your brother, or affect your sister negatively or positively? Sometimes we only consider ourselves without paying attention to whatever is around us. If we really want to make things work, then we have to change the way we've always perceived things, or the way we've always done things in the past. We must come together as the people. We must apologize for whatever we've done wrong. Let's not keep the white supremacy going. Let's stop the white fragility, that you do not have to accept your mistake directly. Rather, you have to put it on someone else because you believe they're inferior and you can get away with. Most people do things that are horrible, but they believe that the system protects them because of their skin color. That's very wrong. And that's whatever has led to identity politics, that we play along with political games that are aligned to our color. The political games that are aligned to your social class and where you come from, the job you do, and all these other things. Why can't we be so much brave and start practicing politics of policies? The PP, the triple P. Practice politics of policies, that the policies you do or the policies you elect today, even if things got worse, you won't crying out because you voted thinking you want to punish someone else. So the only thing we can do, we as the people, is to come together, unite. And when we talk about unity, some people take it lightly. But unity is far most the best thing you and me can have. The best thing that can bring you and me together to discuss things that are going to make our countries better, are going to make ourselves better, and those people close to us. Brothers and sisters, we can yap, we can preach, but if we are not ready to change, if we are not ready to bring the good things that we've always talked about, it's like doing nothing. We must come together, we must unite, and we must do whatever is good for us, whatever is good for the better of tomorrow. Don't go to elect someone because the politics that they have align with you at the moment, because you think they might affect someone else. What if tables were turned upside down? What will happen to you? Right? Are you going to be a beneficiary of whatever you voted for, or you are still going to be the same way and continue ranting on the internet and making false accusation and calling others names? We must change, and the only way to change is by accepting our mistakes. Most of the people wanted the black community to be deported. Most of them voted deportations for their those undocumented immigrants. They never really sat down and realized that these are the people who are really doing good for the economy. These are the people who are supporting the economy at the greater level. What if they get deported? Where are you going to get your laborers? Where are you going to get your profits? The profits are only realized when people come together and when people share so many other things together. Profits and the economy doesn't depend on one person. It depends on quite a number of factors, and those factors include those people you don't want, the illegal immigrants or the undocumented immigrants, those that offer cheap labor, and in plenty of it, So we might want to come together and stop the division that is existing between us. There is no black, there is no white, there is no red, there is no yellow. We are all people of the human race, and we must behave as one, or behave as such. So this is whatever I really want to share with you. Thank you so much for having taken our time to watch this video. I really appreciate. If it's the first time on this channel, please consider subscribing, sharing, liking, and commenting on this video. This message should reach as many people as it can. This is the only way to keep our communities safe, progressed, and be empowered both socially, politically, and economically. We need to see a united front of black people, black Americans uniting with Africa, Africa uniting with the Caribbean, and the whole thing will bring best results to both the people in the diaspora and those in Africa. Black and brown unity is needed. Africa and the diaspora is also going to unite, and that's the most fundamental thing at the moment. Thank you. See you later.